We're really glad she's with us tonight. She is the founder and the face, and the voice, I should say, behind Future Female Leaders, FFL. She's passionate about the principles of our country, our freedoms. And she began FFL, well, it morphed into FFL. I read that it began as just her Twitter account, and she would send out tweets. And these resonated with other conservative women. And it blossomed into getting these people to become aware of what was going on, to get involved and to make a difference. And thus the Future Female Leaders movement was born. So without further ado, please, a warm Texas welcome for Amanda Owens.
In Texas with you all tonight. This is my first trip to Texas, and I have to say I feel just at home in this very proud red state. My name is Amanda, and I'm the founder of Future Female Leaders, and we are America's leading social movement for young conservative women. I was just over at Turning Point. They were having a Young Women Leadership Summit with over 400 young women. And let me tell you, they are the future of America. They are so excited about the conservative values we hold near and dear to our heart, and it makes me so proud. And then I come here and I meet over 100 patriots. You guys are the movers and shakers of the movement. It makes me so excited for November and the future. We are getting stronger by the day. Yes. I would like to extend a personal thank you to the folks at Northeastern Tarrant Tea Party for hosting such an event. These are the kind of events, these are the kind of meetings that remind us and unify us towards our common focus. Such events allow us to really rally the troops towards victory in November and beyond. Tonight, I want to talk to you about the Youth and the Women vote, and I want to share my story of how I, as a conservative woman, started a conservative woman organization. I'm sure many of you have heard the phrase, we need more boots on the ground. But today, and from this day forward, let me add, not only do we need boots on the ground, but we also need more high heels on the ground. Ask any politically minded individual, just like you all out here, and they'll tell you about their moments. Those moments in life where the lights came on and politics first ignited their interest. Those moments that shaped their views and their opinions. The moments that improved their confidence to stand their ground. And the moments that made you want to make an impact and change the world for the better. I had many of these moments throughout my journey, and I wanted to share a few of them with you today and how they shaped me to form our Conservative Women organization. First of all, I was raised right. I was raised with personal accountability, responsibility, and the true meaning of independence. I enjoyed and craved stimulating conversations around the dinner table. In my family, patriotism was a part of our everyday life. When I was a little girl, I remember getting off at the bus stop, and my mom always had a flag hanging outside of our house. And there was always up for festive events like birthdays, Christmas, any festive holidays, but in between those times, there was always an American flag hanging proudly outside of our house. I remember even then the basic sense of pride of what it was to be an American. In our family, we made a game out of being able to recite the U.S. presidents in chronological order or quizzing each other on the capitals of each state. Yes, Millard Fillmore was indeed a U.S. president, and yes, we were nerds. One of my favorite memories in kindergarten, my class had a mock election of elected officials. I was absolutely delighted to walk in and see that one of the candidates' name was Robert, the same name as the leading man in my life, my father. So naturally, I voted for him. I came home absolutely ecstatic to tell my dad who I voted for and why. And my father responded, "That's great, Amanda, but you shouldn't vote for someone or support someone just because of their name." At just 5 years old, I learned an important lesson that day, a lesson many Hillary Clinton supporters still have not learned. The lesson that you should not vote for someone solely off their name, gender, race, etc. You should vote for someone because they best represent the American values, beliefs, and principles you believe in moving America forward. Fast forward many years, and I had my first taste of liberal agenda during my high school government class. Not only was my teacher a flaming liberal, it also happened to be the midst of the 2008 election, and it was an absolute doozy. In 2008, when America lost and Barack Obama won, it affected me, but I was really more concerned on how many likes I was getting on my new Facebook profile picture. I didn't truly understand the ramifications it had on myself, my family, and my country. I was just beginning to connect the dots. In the fall of 2011, it was the first GOP primary debate, and I wanted to learn more about all the Republican candidates to better understand who I wanted to support for my first primary election. I sat down on the couch in my college apartment with my notepad and my pink pen, ready to take notes. Yes, I told you, I'm a nerd. That's when it happened. My two best friends came in to see me in action. They made fun of me. Why was I watching something so boring? They insisted I change the channel to the Kardashians. I thought to myself, why was Kim K's relationship status more important than the direction of our country? Why was being informed and involved in our political process have this negative stigma of being uncool? So my interest in the 2012 race was increasingly blossoming by the day, and I soon found myself posting on Facebook and Twitter with my personal opinions on the election. Some acquaintances were less than amused, and I think I got called a right-wing nut job a time or two. I found myself craving a safe haven to express my thoughts freely. So one July night in my childhood bedroom, I created an anonymous Twitter account called Future Female Leaders. When I created this account, I didn't do it to try to change the world or start a social movement of any kind, but purely to express my views somewhere besides my family's kitchen table. I started tweeting, or chirping as my dad likes to call it, about current events, the upcoming 2012 election, mixed with the highs and lows of being an American woman, including the very personal events that occurred in my own life. Without even knowing it, I soon found I was marrying politics with young women emotions. To my surprise, our message began resonating with a unique and often untapped demographic, young women. I started receiving emails and tweets supporting FFL's message, along with thank you notes from moms whose daughters had gotten involved in politics because of their connection with future female leaders. These comments were amazing, but very, very surprising to hear, because I never thought FFL would serve as an inspiration for young conservative thinkers. I had this great group of women that needed a sense of pride of being a conservative in a world that is not always very friendly to us. I wanted to help support that group because I too knew what it was like to be afraid to openly state my thoughts and opinions. I started creating political columns and products that I thought our audience would enjoy. Both the content and merchandise were unlike anything my audience had seen before. They were fun, unique, fiercely patriotic, and unapologetically sassy. With that, FFL was becoming a place that provided a sense of support and pride of what it was to be a young conservative woman. What started as a simple Twitter account for my own personal outlet has morphed into a social media movement and a footprint of approaching over millions of people. This is just what one Twitter account was capable of, a Twitter account. This proves the impact each of us in this room can have. As JFK said, and yes, I know he was a Democrat, one can make a difference and everyone should try. For far too long, the left has acted if they owned and defined the women and youth vote, but no longer. Look where that has gotten us. They have tried to insinuate that millennials and women are incapable of navigating in this free country of ours without their supervision and guidance. I find this absolutely insulting. How dare they be so condescending to our intelligence and our abilities? Let me be crystal clear. There is no war on women in this country, and we must take this issue back. And each of you are the way that we can do it. If we can do that, we can win this election. I refuse to be defined by issues that are irrelevant in the direction of our country, like free birth control. Every issue is a women's issue. If an issue affects America, it's a women's issue. And I just mentioned if we can win back the dialogue of women and youth and highlight real American issues, we can win this election. I recommend to you to stand up, stay proud, and take a stand. Let's take our country back. Thank you.